Hello there and welcome to the DigiDen. I am your host Volvis and I'm playing, as you can see, the MK1 tower on Mortal Kombat X. It's just come out again. I don't know how many times the MK1 tower has been about now, but the game's been out for just under a year now. It's been a pretty incredible year. They've just announced the second combat pack and I'm playing it again. Kind of been on and off of this in recent weeks and months, but this game, Mortal Kombat X, was the reason why I got a PS4 in the first place. Anyway, going back to the beginning, this is the first time I've done commentary on this channel. I just want to say hello and welcome to the DigiDen. We're a new channel bringing you all the latest and greatest things digital, as well as going back and revisiting stuff like this as well. Now, while we're seeing my guy Johnny Cage pressing pause just to get the finishes up, I guess I really should talk about Mortal Kombat and what it is about it. Stuff like that. That's the reason why I love MK. I'm hoping this recording's coming through clearly. It's the first time I've used Share Factory. It's me and my mate Ben who have set up this channel. He's put on videos already, and now I'm having a go with it myself. I mean, the visual quality is outstanding. I mean, let me know in the comments, guys, about how it's coming out on your end as well. So, yeah, Mortal Kombat. I mean, one of the goriest games, one of the goriest franchises ever in history. I actually didn't play MK1 until many years after it had been released, playing it in the arcades and such. During a trip to a theme park in this country, I think it may have been Camelot theme park, which is now closed, I think. Anyway, in Camelot theme park, it was two of my relatives, and they went on a roller coaster that had a loop-de-loop on the roller coaster, and I was like, right, I'm not going on that. There's no way you are getting me on that. Johnny Cage kicking some serious backside, it seems. Hasn't lost a single round yet. Anyway, back to the story. The roller coaster had a loop-de-loop, and I was like, I'm not going on it. So I went into the nearby arcade, and there it was. There was an MK1 arcade cabinet, and there was two people playing it at the time when I first went in, and then I jumped on afterwards. I'd played it like bits and bobs. I played Mortal Kombat Trilogy on PS1 before then, but it was my first real time playing the first game, you know, like a thoroughbred version of the first game. And wow, was it different to even what I had played with Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which of course used the MK3 control system with the run button and stuff like that. And it was so simplistic, it was so back to its roots, like no combos. There's none of this that you can see right now. None of these fancy visuals. You know, you had the Johnny Cage who looked like Jean-Claude Van Damme, and you had Liu Kang in there who looked, you know, spitting image of Bruce Lee back in the day. And then you had these fatalities. You had the spine rip that Sub-Zero did. You know, that fatality that just caused so much controversy, and it caused obviously the government to form the ESRB. So Mortal Kombat in of itself was, you know, behind the creation of a video game rating system. It's unbelievable, you know, and it still stands to this day, and it's still the benchmark, I guess you could say, for age ratings in video games. So we're just coming up to the first three fights here. You're going to see a terrible transition, but hopefully it gets the point across as I end one clip and then start another, and I'm still talking. This Share Factory is incredible. I've dabbled in YouTube in the past, DigiDen followers, and I had a capture card at the time as well, but it was a lot of messing about. So for there to be something like this available on PS4, it means that YouTube is more accessible to everyone than it ever has been in the past. As I said, I have dabbled in and out of Mortal Kombat X in recent weeks and months. I consider myself to be quite good. I think this is on normal difficulty. I may be lying, it might be on hard mode. I'm not sure. Anyway, when this video finishes, guys, I want you to keep checking out DigiDen. I want you to follow us on Facebook. I want you to like us and follow us as well on Twitter. We're going to have loads of stuff coming out in the very, very near future. I know that we said it's all about digital, and it is. There'll be plenty of gameplay like this going up, but there will also be a Funkalicious unboxing, which is something that I'm going to be taking the helm of. Now, I know what you're thinking, Chris. Volviz. Right, I know what you're thinking. Chris, Volviz, like, there's no way that a Funkalicious unboxing, where you're unboxing physical products, has anything to do with digital and, you know, the nature of digital. And you'd be right to say that. But you see, the thing is, with Funko Pops, you know, they're heavily influenced by digital culture and pop culture. So I still feel like it's okay that I'm doing that. And I've got two very interesting figures for the first two videos, so stay tuned for that. And the co-founder of the DigiDen, he's going to be releasing a series called Something Awesome, where I believe he just delves into various games and he just finds something that makes your jaw drop. So that's what's going to be coming out on here while we're in the process of me kicking Raiden's backside, who in recent games has been one of my favourite characters, but for me, numero uno, it's always Johnny Cage. So yeah, we're about halfway through now. I guess after I was done playing Mortal Kombat 1 in that arcade, I got my butt handed to me by the kid that I was playing with, and it wasn't a guy, he was a kid. We were all kids when I was playing MK1 for the first time in the arcade. And then obviously a few years later, the Mortal Kombat arcade collection was released, and I bought that on Xbox 360, and that was like, I think I got all the achievements on that, because obviously on Xbox 360 I've been on both sides of the argument. Oh, that's definitely a drone I'd want to get for my birthday. Techie, digital, there you go. Drones that can set people on fire, fantastic. Anyway, so I bought the arcade collection, which had Mortal Kombat 1 to 3. And that was the first time that I'd beaten MK2, which obviously is hailed as the most difficult one in the series. It was insane. I got all the trophies for that. I remember as well, I'd beaten MK2 for the first time, and the achievement actually glitched. I was livid. The achievement glitched, and I had to go back and do it again. I beaten Shang Tsung and Kintaro and Shao Kahn for a second time when I'd already done it. It was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. I'm pretty sure before I started doing that I had more hair than I do now, and that was a few years back. And then obviously throughout when I was at university, that's around the time that MK9 was released, you know, the reboot. The reboot was insane, and this game is just as good, and it's more akin. Oh, talk about a weird moment when you rip open the chest of yourself. There you go. Yeah, ever since the reboot for MK, another crazy weird transition coming up now. There you go, all sorted. Yeah, like the reboot, ever since the reboot, obviously MK's blown up massively, hasn't it? It's worldwide now, in tournaments especially. I'm actually going to a tournament next week for the Manchester Battle Arena, I believe, and I will be throwing my name into the hat, apologies, throwing my name into the hat in the tournament there. We'll see how I do. I actually joined the tournament for this very game last May, I believe, May 2015, and I'd never played the game at the time. Picked my main man Johnny Cage, and I actually won the first fight. And the guy that I was fighting against, he picked Melina, and I don't know how I did it, folks. I don't know how I did it, Digis, but I beat him somehow. And then the next fight, they said, well, we need some winners. We need some people who are good at the game. And I was like, dude, I am not good at this game. I am terrible. I mean, I'm semi-alright at it now. But I was shocking back in the day. And yeah, they put me on a live stream. And I got my backside handed to me. It was a mauling, folks. It was an absolute mauling. I think the guy at the end felt sorry for me. We both picked Scorpion, and this guy had been practicing. You could tell. I think the game had been out for about 2 weeks, and this guy was crazy. He was so talented. I have no idea. Like half the stuff he was doing. Test Your Might. I used to love Test Your Might back in the day. Just seeing that there during my little rant, I guess you could say it is. Anyway, so I got beat there on live stream in superb fashion. Like 2-0 it was. He destroyed me. And then I lost the next fight too. But I was happy knowing that I'd beaten someone, you know, in a tournament for Mortal Kombat X. The first time I ever played it as well. Obviously now we're in the last fight now, the tower. I hope you've enjoyed the gameplay while I've been talking. I think this is actually easier for me to do. It's easier for me to talk about something while I'm watching stuff already happen. Because if I'm trying to play and not get my backside handed to me and talk about my experiences and nostalgia with the game, it's just impossible and I'll be losing all the time. So the reason why I'm doing quite well now is because I'm happy here, nice and relaxed, and just talking to you guys. We're about to wrap things up here. I'm going to have to try and do my outro just before the video ends itself. I want to thank you very much for listening, guys. I want to thank you for tuning in to the DigiDen. On your way out, please collect all your personal belongings, all your treasured memories, and all your nostalgia. If you like what you've seen today, please. I know I like what I see when I see stuff like that. Look at that! Gets me every time. If you like what you've seen, be sure to like the video, leave a comment and subscribe. And like I say, guys, just
I'd frame that.
Johnny Cage wins.